Hello and welcome to the very first episode of Fast Cars Go Vroom, where if you are interested in things that go fast, make lots of noise, smell funny, and compete with each other, this is where you come to learn about it. So, my name is Clint,
And I'm Rob.
and today we're going to talk about some things that we don't even know what we're going to talk about. Rob's got some stuff he brought to the table, but the goal of this entire podcast is hopefully you learn something, I learned something, Rob learned something, and we just hang out and talk about racing, the wide range of topics that are covered in racing, what the surfaces are, what the types of cars are, and what the whole point is. If it's to endure or it's to get there first, or if it's to completely trash your opponent's car so they can't finish the competition. We're going to try to cover all that stuff, and we're glad you're here for the very first episode. So, Rob, welcome. Welcome. I mean, we're both here.
Hey, yeah, I know. That was a great intro.
Was it? Yeah, I
Yeah,
just
it was. I
did
like it.
that on the fly.
I like
Uh, so what do you got? Bring me something I've never heard of.
Okay. Okay. I've never heard of it up until about 6 hours ago. This is amazing. I have never heard of this race. It's called the Pig and Ford Race, and it takes place in Tillamook, Oregon,
This is
at
a
the Tillamook County Fair.
I knew I knew you were going to say this was a fair event. It sounds like a fair
Oh
event.
yeah. Oh, it's totally a fair event. It started about 100 years ago in 1925. I think that was the first one. And it starts at the fair, and these guys use actual Model T, Ford Model Ts with the crank start, and they race with a pig.
Wait. Okay. So I was thinking about the amount of work that it would go into making sure a Model T actually runs, right? The amount of
Oh
money,
yeah.
time, effort to make sure that you have a competitive level Model T. But you had already told me there was a pig involved, but now I
I
have
mean
to
the name
like
itself, Pig and Ford.
how is the pig involved? Where
All right, all right, all
is the
right.
pig in the passenger seat?
Actually, kind of.
Okay.
All right. So the way this starts off, these are Model Ts that are basically in these long-standing farm families that's been around for years, right? And they've been racing these same exact cars. So I guess they just keep them up as the years progress. And they're styled for racing, so there's no fenders, no bumpers. They're pared down, if you will, and they start the race like Le Mans. These guys run across the racetrack to a pig pen. I can't stop laughing. They run to a pig pen and get about a 30-pound pig, go to the Model T, crank start it, hop in, do one lap around. And now this is where things start getting a little fancy. They have to swap out pigs after lap one with another pig, crank start that car again, and finish the race for two more laps.
I have so many questions. So many questions.
So did I when I found this out.
So what is what is the point? What is the point of even involving a pig? That's what I is it the like getting it out? Is it kind of like pig? Was it pig
Okay,
wrestling?
so
That's the
I'm not
challenge.
sure the veracity, how truthful this history is. This is a little bit, one of those histories that might have a little question behind it. But according to what I found, this is because it was back in the day, someone actually lost an escaped pig. They had to go after it in the 1920s, and they chased after it with a Model T. And from that point on, you know how it goes. Oh, I could do that faster.
Yes. This this is a crazy event. So I mean I'm just imagining I'm gonna have to find this on YouTube.
Oh, it's
Because
great.
I'm imagining trying to keep the pig in the car while you're driving the car, uh, all kinds of things. And this
Oh
definitely,
yeah.
like, I'm envisioning one of those fairgrounds that has like the covered grandstand with like the American flag banner. What do you call those things?
Yes, sir.
All of that.
Exactly. And so it's on a dirt oval track. And like I said, they run, hold a pig in one arm and crank start that Model T. And these Model Ts, they're actual traditional Model Ts. They I think they only have about 20-25 horsepower in them. There's really not much power to them, but they're carrying a 30 pound pig on the bench right next to them.
I have to look this up. This and
You do.
what was
You
the
do.
name of
Go
this
ahead.
again? Say the name of this thing again.
Literally, pig N, the letter N, Ford. Pig in Ford Racing.
Okay. That's craziness. Where does this take place?
Tillamook, Oregon.
Till
Tillamook County Fair.
Tillamook, Oregon. That's crazy.
I mean, they have good cheese, let's be real.
Definitely something to look up. Mine
Yes,
is
sir.
not quite as strange as that. The name of
All
my
right, what
event
you got?
does not match what you would think, but this year in 2026 was the 40th annual Chili Bowl in Tulsa, Oklahoma, which
Oh, yes.
takes place in January, just finished. And this is they're mini sprint cars, midgets is what they are, and dirt oval track again. But this is indoors. If you can imagine, January in Tulsa is not cohesive for being outdoor racing. But
Oh, I bet that's cold.
so 500 entries into this event, and it goes on for literally 5 days to narrow it down to one A main. Uh, so just to give
Wait,
you,
wait, wait,
yeah,
wait.
yeah.
Hold on, hold on, hold on. Mathin isn't my strong suit here. 500 entries. Really?
Yes. Yeah. So I mean, they have so many cars, and the pits are indoors. They have so many cars that they were offering free pit passes and free entry to drivers if they would drop off their equipment and take their truck back out of the expo center that this thing takes takes place in. Um,
Wow.
because they don't have room for every, but you can't pit outside, right? Not everybody races on every day, so there's some in and out of the pits, but yeah, it's a huge event. It takes place every year. Tons of people. Kyle Larson is a I don't remember how many times he's won this. So NASCAR drivers take a place in this every year. Rico Abreu, um, uh, the racers from every genre come in and get in one of these cars and try to win this thing. So they go qualify all week, and then on Saturday they call it the soup. They call it alphabet soup. So the way they do this is you qualify for a qualifier throughout the week, and then on Saturday they start in the morning. And this year they think they started with the letter Q was the first race, and if you finish in the top five of Q, then you go on to the next letter. And there's qualifier Q1 and Q2, so you don't have to go back to back. So if you qualify in Q1, then there's a race, and then you come back the next letter, which is C, what is what's backwards from Q?
Oh,
What is
wait, we're going backwards?
S? Yeah,
So P.
P. Yeah, so P, and then you work all the way up to there. So all the way up to the
Oh.
A main. So you got Q1, Q2, P1, P2,
Oh
O1,
my good. Okay,
O2.
I didn't realize that was the mains. I know of B main, A main. Holy
Yeah.
cow.
So, and if you finish, so technically, if you finish in the top 5 or 6 of that race, you go on to the next one. You could race that many races that day. And Darren Nada, who races a dirt sprint car, 410 sprint car in Ohio a lot, set the record this year for making it to 9 mains. So he made it through 9 of those races.
Wow.
Did not make it to the A main. I was very heartbroken. I messaged him and said that there were a bunch of middle-aged guys standing in their living room staring at the TV screaming, "Let's go, Darren, you could do it, one more." But he made it all the way to the L main, I think. Didn't quite make it to the A this year, but that's a lot of racing.
Wow. That is
Yeah,
a lot of racing.
yeah, and these are only like 15 lap races, so you never even really get out of the car. You don't have a whole lot of time
Yeah,
unless they do track work. Uh,
that's amazing.
yeah,
That
so
that's I didn't know you could do endurance racing in sprint car.
it's not really but yeah, it seems like it, right? That day, that day is a crazy. And the other thing is, like, the driver might be able to make it, but that car, think about the wear and tear on that car. They literally had I think they said it was the battery strapped in after about the third or fourth race he ran. They had it like you could see the strap around the hood of the car holding the battery system in. Yeah,
Wow.
yeah, that's a lot. That's a
That's
lot.
amazing.
Chili Bowl is one of my favorite events of the year. Not new to me, but for somebody who's never heard of it, it's crazy.
I would love to see that. That's
On my
amazing.
on my bucket list to go out there. I don't know if I could take 5 days of it, but I do want to go out for a couple days and watch them work the alphabet soup of a main or of qualifying is what they call it, the alphabet soup.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's fantastic.
So that's a couple fun things. Let's talk about the one of the things we want to talk about is the nuances of some different genres of racing, right? I want to get into the nitty gritty on a couple of topics. A lot of times with podcasts, we said we don't want to get in the weeds, but we're going to get in the weeds here. I know you are a big F1 fan. Um,
Yes, sir.
I come from the dirt track world. I like IndyCar, but F1 is like the difference between basic math and calculus for me. Like I can do basic math, but when I get into the calculus, it's difficult for me to understand what's going on. And I know you know all the nuances, the ins and outs of F1. So um, school me, Rob. Tell me about
I
it.
will try. So a little backstory for anyone listening. The reason why this whole podcast even started was a conversation between Clint and I about DRS, and that is the drag reduction system in F1. And he had no idea what it was, so I was trying to tell him about it, and and from that came this idea. So
You did tell me
what
about it, and I still have no idea what it is.
so that makes it sound great if I'm going to try to explain it to everyone else. But it's good time right now to bring it back up because F1 is changing their regulations starting this year and DRS is out the window. So don't worry about everything I taught you that you didn't learn. You don't need to know it. So the way a F1 car is set up, and you've seen it, that rear wing in the back, that's one of the many, many ways a Formula One car is designed to stick to the road. I mean, you go really, really fast, try to make a turn. If you have no aerodynamic, something not sticking you to the road, you're going to go straight and not go right. You know that.
So yeah, it's creating that downforce to generate more traction and
Exactly.
maximize the horsepower from the rear wheel drive, right?
Exactly. So you're basically slowing the car down to keep it on the road. But what this DRS system was designed to do was that back wing would open about 3 inches, let the air go through, and you can get about somewhere in the vicinity of like 7 to 10 extra miles per hour on a straightaway. Now, the way it was set up, there are some rules, and in a general thought, most tracks have two DRS zones where you can open up this wing, right? And then there's what's called the detection line about one turn before this zone. So if you are the car behind, if your car is 1 second behind the car in front of you at this detection line, when you get to the DRS zone, you can hit your little button, pop your wing, get a little speed, and try to make an overtake.
So that lots of questions. Sorry.
Hey, that's what I'm here for.
Yeah. So you got the rear wing, and it's when you say pop it open, that's it's driver initiated, right? Obviously,
Yes, sir.
that's the only way that would work. It would make
Yes.
sense, timing wise. This is what I was talking about when I said the difference between basic math and calculus. Like, so these are multiple rules. Like, there's only one zone or a couple of zones on the track where you can use it, right? Does that? I'm sure that
Yes.
is different all across the world wherever they're racing. Could be two,
Yes.
could be three.
There has been a track with three, and I believe there was, I don't know recently, but there was a track with only one zone. So it can be one, two, or three, but it's generally two.
So that's the basic parameter. Second one is you said if I am a second by, is it, do I have to be in a certain position on the track? Like when I say position, I mean in certain order of the car or certain distance between cars to use it, or I could just use it anytime in that zone that I want to.
Okay, so at the detection zone, you have to be 1 second behind the person in front of you. And then when the zone starts, which is typically, like I said, after that turn, that's when you can press the button to overtake the car in front of you.
Okay, so I do have to be 1 second behind the person in front of me in order to be qualified to use it by rule, and I
Correct.
can only use it in that space. So could I strategically position myself 1 sec? So say I'm half a second uh, off behind somebody. Could leading up to that zone, do I back off and make sure it's 1 second and then engage?
Well,
I mean, is that
you're
a strategy?
within you're within 1 second.
Oh, I was thinking you have to be at least 1 second. Sorry, I
Yes, you
misheard
don't have
you.
to be exactly 1 second. It's
See,
maybe I didn't say,
no,
but you have to be within that 1 second.
this is why I didn't get it last time because I wasn't listening.
And here's the cool part. Some tracks, if you're able to get close enough and make your overtake right after the detection zone, so you are technically, when you cross the little line behind your the driver in front, you make your overtake, and now you're in front of him when the zone hits. You pop open your wing, and you get an extra boost, and he's not allowed to because technically he was the driver in front. You see how that
Okay,
works? There's
yeah,
some weird strategy, but it can be used.
that that's a lot. Like, so some of
Yes,
the
sir.
questions, some of the things I'm thinking is like how quick does it open and close? I mean, this is a it's I mean obviously mechanical,
Mhm.
hydraulic probably.
I believe it's hydraulics, and it's almost instantaneous. As soon as you
Yeah.
push the button, it goes up. The other thing is if you release the throttle. Okay, to close it, it is manual, or if you release your throttle, come off the throttle, or if you hit the brake. Brake
Okay.
and releasing the throttle will automatically close it. So if you're in your zone, you hit your button, you better go for it, baby.
That's a lot. I mean, there's a reason that those F1 drivers seem to they train, they operate, and there's a completely different class or level of functionality on the racetrack. And I don't mean to discredit any other driver, but it's all of these things are very different. Um, that's a what's the word I'm looking for when it comes to F1? Everything is very calculated.
Mm-hmm.
Extremely engine like the engineering, that's a whole nother uh series of podcasts and a documentary, but everything in F1 seems to be extremely calculated, where a lot of other racing seems to be. I mean, obviously there's some calculation involved, but this seems to be more response based or reaction based.
Yeah. Um, F1 has a huge strategy team. Each driving team has such a huge engineering and strategy team behind it, and every little step. That's I think what brought me into F1. I saw the 2018 Monaco race, first F1 race I ever saw. Danny Ricciardo won it, and I was hooked. There was data left, right, and sideways. I mean, I knew it's amazing because they can analyze and say, all right, this driver is within 5 laps of overtaking the driver in front of them because of all the data coming in. And it's so amazing.
I think that's the difference between you and me, probably. Uh, when it comes to racing, I'm not as interested in the data as I am the action. I thrive on what's happening right now, in the moment, and all of the other stuff. It happens in the pits, and that's fine and great. I want to see, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's what's the most attractive a part to me, the most exciting part about it to me.
I think what for me is the greatest part is seeing that data happen on the track and then the action happen. It's like, hey, plan that out.
Yeah, the
Huh? Huh?
execution of the strategy.
Oh
And
yeah.
then obviously, just like anything else, there is a lot of reaction to change. You know,
Oh yeah.
there's, well, one of the things about F1 and IndyCar that's not common on a lot of other racing. Like if it's raining, a lot of other racing doesn't happen, but F1 and IndyCar, we're going no matter what.
Well,
Well, not no
that's no
matter
longer
what.
the case anymore with F1. They
Really?
have the intermediate tires and they have the wet tires, and if they go to the wet tires, you could pretty much say that race is over. They'll flag that race.
Really?
Safety is paramount now.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, see, the other thing is the amount of water those tires can just take off the track. It's amazing. So the person behind you is just now can't see.
Yeah.
So that's the other problem. But speaking of change, so I told you all that DRS stuff to say, don't worry about it. Because this year we're changing to, well, it used to be called manual override, which was the mom system. They changed it now. They're not using that. They're using the overtake mode. So what it is, it's now push to pass. Kind of like, I believe it's similar to the way IndyCar is.
I was thinking like you get one of those mushrooms in Mario Kart.
Pretty much. Pretty much. So take the rule of being 1 second behind within 1 second of the driver in front of you, and it's going to be typically the last turn before the start finish line. And if you're within 1 second, you have the ability to press this button. What this button does, instead of opening a wing or anything, it takes your engine unit and gives you a little boost. You get an extra half a megajoule. What is that? I don't know, but it gives you a boost. So you can just, like you said, get a little mushroom in Mario Kart. Boop, boop, boom.
What's it? So the mushroom was the miniature boost, and the star was like I got the whole lap, right?
Oh,
Um,
yeah.
I think I can't remember. Anyway, um, so what creates the boost though?
So the engines, okay. The F1 engines are hybrid engines. They're not just petrol. It's they pick up energy from
I
the
love,
brake system and all this stuff.
I
So
love how
this,
I love how you say petrol like a true European.
I follow F1. Thank you very much. British bias. So basically, the the energy unit on the car is set to a number, and the drivers have always been able to give a little boost during the race because that's just within the limits. But this is specific. It'll give you a special boost that you could use anytime if you're within that 1 second on the previous lap. For a whole lap, you can use it at any time. You can use it immediately. You can wait to strategically deploy it later in the lap, but you have this button and you have a little extra boost where basically the electronic part of the engine gives you a little extra.
That's interesting that it comes from the electronic part of the engine. I mean, obviously, there's the whole thought process and strategy behind that engineering. Um, but uh, yeah, that's that's what's happening in 26, 27 season, right?
Yes, sir. Starting,
Interesting.
we're actually doing a lot of livery um, presentations showing off the cars now. We're about to start testing in about a week and a half. So it's really exciting.
So season starts. When is the first wait? Like what month is the first race for F1?
March, it's going to be in Australia. And I believe it's the first week of March, but
Yeah.
honestly, I'm too busy worrying about testing, which is in a week.
Is all
No,
the
sorry, in 2 weeks.
and all the driver drama is over. Everybody's got their seats,
They got their
maybe.
seats, but there's always driver drama. We'll find something out.
That's the case in every sport. Other
Yeah.
sports calls it crazy season, silly season, silly
Yep,
season,
we got
and
the silly season.
yeah, um, yeah, that's crazy. So I think it's interesting that they completely went away from an aerodynamic. So back to what you're talking about, it went completely away from an aerodynamic boost to a jewel boost, like you said. That makes me
Yeah.
think. That
Yeah.
makes me think of Marty McFly. Um, that was the flux capacitor, though. Uh, yeah, I mean that's a yeah. I mean it's a completely different strategy, or um, not
Oh, it
strategy.
totally changes strategy. You're right.
Yeah.
Totally. Because instead of knowing you have these two designated areas that someone behind you will try to overtake you. Now you have a whole lap to go. When is this guy going to make his move?
Yeah. And they put it, you said they typically are going to put it at the final, one of them is going to be at the final turn of the race, maybe?
Oh no, I misspoke. The detection zone will be at the
Oh,
final turn of the lap. So starting the next lap, you will have it'll detect before the start of the lap, so you can use the button.
oh, I got you. Okay. I was thinking that was another strategy, like a fan experience. Like we're going to put this right at the end. So if
Oh
somebody
no,
tries to
that's
overtake,
Formula
they,
E where they have that little boost zone that the
yeah.
driver could go off the racing line to zoom through. No, no, there's too much Mario Kart in that, man.
Man, that's every time we talk about F1, my brain is like I said, I feel like I went to calculus class in high school or something.
Oh,
But
yeah, it's a lot. It can be overwhelming, but I still, if we go in, if you're in the grandstand watching it, it's all the same. It's all great.
one of my favorite things about F1 is that I can wake up and it's happening. Like I don't have to wait. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
I don't have to wait until 3 in the afternoon or 7 o'clock at night. Usually, sometimes you do. Sometimes you got to wait till 2 in the morning to watch it.
Oh, forget that. That's Vegas.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, they put that race on at midnight or 1 in the morning or something. Oh,
Did they?
no, thank you.
They
Yeah,
started
they have
last
to
year. They
wait till the
started at
strip
one.
closes.
Yeah. Uh, that's good
That's
stuff, man.
messed up.
Awesome.
Yeah, I love it.
Well, I appreciate. I know that's like weekly research for you, but I appreciate you putting all that together and bringing
Oh
it
yeah.
to the table.
Yes,
Um,
sir. Can't wait to hear what you bring next time.
yeah, I got some ideas. I got some stuff. It may be far less uh far less engineered than that. May,
I just hope you have the same level of farm animal.
is there a same level of farm animal?
I don't
Uh,
know, man. Pig and Ford. I gotta watch one of those. Those are great.
that's yeah, that's interesting. I'm not gonna go all the way. You said Oregon, right?
Yeah, Tillamook,
Yeah,
Oregon.
not going all the way to Oregon for that, but um,
It's on
I will
YouTube.
I will find it on the YouTube. Do they wear like period costumes too?
Oh, that would be amazing. No, actually, I think they do have
Like the
overalls
like the
on. So,
goggles? They wear like the goggles.
that would be amazing. Oh, I think we need to start a new series.
No, it's all going here. All of it right here. Cool.
No, all right. That was awesome, man.
Yeah. All right. Well, cool. We appreciate you guys being a part of this uh initial episode here of Fast Cars Go Vroom. We will come back to the table for episode 2 pretty soon, and we'll see what other kind of weirdness and knowledge we can throw down for you here at the table. And we look forward to getting back with you. Make sure you follow us on all the social media. Tune in on Zoom, YouTube, on the YouTubes. Follow us on the YouTubes, and we'll be looking for episode 2. Till next time, we'll see you.
Have a great one.